Alright everyone, we've got a new tech call for aid here. Link in the description. This is a Bitchute post. I'm not sure whether, it's not entirely clear whether they're using this to actually garner money in order to continue operating, or whether this is like they're using it as an announcement page. But I mean, you can donate to them if you want to. I donate, for example, $20 a month to Bitchute in order to have Bitchute Gold. There are various perks. You get a badge for it and shit like that. And so effectively, what it looks like is that the money that I would like to give them, see, my freedom of association is being violated as well. Just to be clear, if you've ever given money to Bitchute, your rights are being violated too. Although in many countries, of course, the government can do that at a whim, no problem. Their bank has decided to effectively freeze their assets and will not release it, and they're incapable of even transferring it to a different bank. So because some leftist activoids decided to bitch about Twitter hosting terrible content, evil stuff, you know, the same stuff that is 99% also on mainline tech, just to be clear. You don't have a scandalous problem like you had on Twitter with illicit material on Bitchute. If there was, trust me, if there was one fucking video there, WAPO would have found it and made a hit piece by now. You don't have a problem with people live streaming murders and rapes. You do on Meta. You do on other sites. That's happened repeatedly. You remember that video where the mentally disabled dude was being beaten half to death by a group of thugs? That was on live streaming on Facebook for like 20 minutes. You've had all sorts of goddamn crazy shit there. Where did the shooter in New Zealand decide to stream? Was it A, Rumble, or B, was it goddamn Facebook? There's your answer. Despite this, despite the fact that new tech, because they have to fucking tiptoe through a goddamn landmine to avoid getting shit canned, are very much above board, and they're like, look, the only thing we're doing is enabling edgy political speech that people feel won't be allowed elsewhere. In some cases, they're not even right. Some of the edgy content there doesn't run afoul of even the TOS on a heavily censored site like YouTube, but they feel that it's good for them to branch out, double load, or just load exclusives like I do to our site. And yet the banks won't allow us to even have our money. Now let me ask another question. What is the fundamental difference between the type of content you have on Bitchute and the type of content on Rumble? So why is it that Rumble is allowed to do business and Bitchute is not? That's an interesting question, by the way. Why is it that banks are even conceived of by any civilized nation as being allowed to engage in this kind of behavior? Banks are supposed to deal with money. They're not supposed to turn down transactions of which they're getting a profit off of. That's not the proper role. We should treat banks as common carriers perhaps as well for anything other than lending purposes. Of course, credit scores, yeah, okay, you're discriminating against people, but there might be a legit reason why you're doing so, at least in some cases. In other cases, you will get turned down for your car loan even if you make six figures. I would know this. You make well above the average income, but you only qualify for a high-interest loan from the company itself. It's happened with my Avalon, actually. My credit score until the last couple of years was pretty bad because of student loan debt payments that I literally couldn't make. I had forbearance for a couple of fucking years. I took a couple of hits. It's been restored, I think, now. I'm not going to bother checking it because here in the Netherlands, it ain't a thing. Just so that American, like the people know, here in Europe, there's much less of a focus on that and much more of a focus on how much you actually make. Somehow their system seems to work just fine, so I'm not exactly sure why the United States continues with using credit ratings from arbitrary sources that disagree with one another to determine whether you're worthy of having a house. Just saying, there are some advantages of the European model, not with regards to free speech and expression, clearly. Of course, Bitchute is a registered UK firm. Now, the UK doesn't have free speech. The UK, you have to get a license to get a license. That's the meme about them. And somehow, they're on the better half side as far as Euro region countries. Yes, I'm aware they're not in the European Union or Eurozone. They're in the same continent, technically speaking. They're not actual continentals, but come on, dude. It's when you think of Europe, yes, Britain and Ireland are part of that. Just to be clear about proximity. Turkey? Maybe. For some reason, Israel is allowed to compete in the, what is it called? The Euro whatever it's called. There's some fucking talent program for singers and shit. I don't understand it. I think Cyprus is in there too. Cyprus is, well, okay, it's close enough. It's near Crete. We'll make an exception. So Bitchute is calling for aid. You can spread the word. If you would like to, I guess donate to their campaign. They've raised quite a bit actually so far, considering it's only like 24 fucking hours old. I guess that's the only way to get money to them now, so they can even continue operating, which is a big hassle. So yeah, I'll probably I'll consider making an account and sending something in, because I send them $20 a month anyway. So why don't I just send it there? I suppose. It's rather unfortunate that Western civilization has grown so decadent, pathetic, and weak that we've gotten to the point where we have no fighting spirit left in us to at the very least call this sort of thing out as wrong. Hey, nothing illegal was said, nothing incomparable to what happens on other tech firms was said. They're just platforming other people. They already have a rigorous TOS, rigorous enough that some of the really edgy people got pissed off and left Bitchute, but still, they just can't goddamn do any good according to the activists, well really slacktivists, of the leftoid world. The irony being that if they wanted to, they could make accounts there too. It's called public debate. It's something that you'll note certain authoritarian groups don't want to have. That's because they always lose the debate. So yeah, give it a read. They have been shit-canned by their bank. I suspect they'll figure out a way around it. I suspect that in the end they'll be fine. But it is another stumbling block. Bitchute is busy developing other shit, trying to get streaming and payment processing and business deals and shit like that done. And then their financial servicer decides, well, you're not allowed to have your own money. Oh, okay, we'd like to transfer it. No, you can't do that either. Oh, your bank account just got down mysteriously. Oh, no, that's totally coincidental timing, by the way. That's about all. Peace out.